welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today I thought I would finally show you guys how I make my wigs. The thing is, yeah, when I say I would show you guys how I make my wigs, this isn't a universal method for every single wig, yeah, because I make curly hair wigs different, I make straight hair wigs different, I make long hair wigs different, I make short hair wigs different. But this is like the foundation. This is like basics of how to make a wig. This is like very beginner friendly. You know, I don't really delve into like the specifics of like, you know, the lace in a frontal and a hairline. I kind of just kept it nice and simple and easy for you guys. So pretty much, I hope you enjoy the video. Please leave a like for all of the effort that I done put into this video, because child, it took me a good like 2 weeks to put this whole video together. So I'm so glad that I'm finally like done with it and I can finally put it up on my channel. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a comment, leave a like, and yeah, if you want to know how I make my wigs. Okay, so you guys are gonna need, obviously you're gonna need your bleach, your blue bleach powder. I just got mine from the hair shop. 40 volume developer, I use that because it's the quickest developer, it just dyes hair faster. Then you're also gonna need your tints for your lace. I picked ginger and cinnamon for the person I was doing the hair for, because she kind of yellow. Then you're also gonna need a plastic knife. Mine looks metal but it's actually plastic. You're going to need a comb to comb the hair and a rat tail comb to part the hair. You're going to need some duckbill clips as well to hold the hair back. And you're going to need purple shampoo for when you bleach the knots to tone them. So obviously right now you can see that I'm just starting to mix the bleach in.
So many steps up the ladder of success, so many tests in this jungle where we stay, so many dreamers trying to make a way, so many babes try to make a brother late, but kind of like kid guys show them how to fade, by far the dopest, hard to keep focused, so them all bow in my...
Really important to mix the developer in bits, because if you add all of the developer in at once, you'll most likely end up adding too much, and then you have to add more powder to fix that and like get it to the right consistency and everything, which is basically what I ended up doing. So yeah, it took me a while to get the right consistency, but basically the consistency that you want is you want it to be kind of like buttercream icing. So you want it to just kind of drop off the knife. So yeah, you can see I'm still just haven't got it right just yet. And then eventually I'll get it right. Oh no. Now I got it right, okay. So then what you want to do is you want to take your frontal and you want to start spreading it on. Basically what I do is I start spreading it on from the sides, and then I go round to the back, and then I eventually come round back to the front last, because I think that the back of the hair like takes the back of the frontal. I don't know if this is true, but this is like my theory. The back of the frontal takes the longest to bleach. And when you're spreading it, you want to basically kind of spread it like you're spreading butter, or more of like if you're icing a cake. Like if you've ever iced a cake, like a sandwich cake, and you have to get like through to the middle and you're using a spatula, it's kind of like that. You just kind of lightly push but not too much, and angle the tip of the knife like downwards to help you, like, you know, spread the control the spread. And so now I'm done with that. I'm just going to take my foil and I'm going to cover the hair to let it process faster, and I'm going to leave it. I think I left it for about 30 minutes and then I checked it every 10 minutes. And here you can see that basically what I decided to do with tinting the lace was I decided to get a bit of tissue, put the person's makeup on it, and see if I could colour match the dye to the closest shade possible before I tinted. I soon realised that this was not going to work. So yeah, basically you're just gonna watch me struggle to match the color and then give up. So like the first time I did it, I got like a lighter color that was like way too light, so I said no. Went back to the drawing board. I said, okay, cool, I'll mix it again. Add a bit more cinnamon, make it a bit more red, you know, because it was looking a bit yellow. Dipped it in the tissue again. Still not quite too yellow. So I said, okay, cool, third time, let me add more cinnamon. And bear in mind, the cinnamon's making it darker as well. So this is like the last time I was like, listen, like if the colour doesn't match, I don't even care. Like I literally just said, okay, fine, let me just actually get the lace darker, because at the end of the day, they're two of the same shade, just different undertones. So I thought, let me just tint it enough for the darkness, and then the undertones I can fix with makeup. So that's what I did in the end. And now moving on to sewing on the frontal. So basically what I did was I put the wig cap on the person's head first, and then I measured the frontal on their head, drew a line using lip liner literally, and then I took it off, brought the frontal back, and then pinned it back onto the wig head so I could sew it down. So that's what I'm gonna show you me doing now. I'm just gonna literally sew it down. Dressmaking pins are so important for making a wig, because they hold your tracks and your frontal in place. Now I'm just sewing it down. It's literally like blanket stitch, and I just kind of put a knot at the top. You can kind of see what I'm doing, kind of, not really. The camera angle's not too helpful there, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. I think at this point my thread broke, so I had to like fix it. But yeah, I'm literally just sewing down the frontal. To take some of the wefts and double them and sew a line, just a row at the back of the cap inside out. So you can see here the wig cap's inside out, the frontal's backwards. What I do is I just sew that track so that if you're like me and you have quite a hairy nape, which is at the back of your neck, when you wear a wig and the wind blows, it tends to expose that, and it just doesn't look right, because like you've got deep wave hair and then like the nape hair at the back of your head is like 4C, it's not really matching. So what I like to do is I like to do this so that it basically hides it when the wind blows, and also when you try to tie it up, because it's not a full lace wig, it's a normal frontal wig. Yeah. So now I'm literally just sewing the tracks backwards and forwards. It's not really very like anything different to what anyone else is doing, pretty much. What I like to do though is I like to basically take the first bundle and double weft that, as in sew the wefts down like doubled across each head, and then I cut at the end of each row. I don't do the flip over method because I don't have time. So I cut at the end, and then what I do is for the second bundle, I'll do half of that will be double wefted, and then the other half will be normal, like sewing, normal weave, sewing, single weft. And then yeah, that pretty much the rest of the wig is just like that. If it's a straight wig, then I do like to split the tracks when I get to the top, but that's another story for another video. So now I'm literally just starting to pluck. So I like to basically make sure that the hair is damp all the time while I'm plucking. It's very important because you need to know what the hair will look like while it's wet, because more than likely when you're doing your baby hairs, you're gonna put something liquid on it. It's gonna have the appearance of wet hair. So you just want to make sure that it's always wet so you know what it looks like. And yeah, I literally just take my rat tail comb, I part, and then I pluck the areas that I see are too thick or too full looking. I like to always pluck behind the hairline as well, because if you pluck in front of the hairline, you're just going to make your frontal look like it's got a receding hairline. So literally it's the same process, and I like to do each side separately, but I do try to make sure that they're symmetrical, obviously, because that's what a normal hairline looks like. And yeah, what I like to do is when I'm plucking my frontals, I like to do the whole process in 4 steps. So the first step will be literally just thinning out the hairline, plucking behind the hairline, which is what I'm doing right now, just giving the hairline like a gradient effect, so from like thin to kind of fuller at the back. And then what I like to do is I like to go in and shape the hairline and decide what shape I actually want the hairline to follow, so I can match it to like the person's hairline or my own hairline if I'm making the wig for myself. And I like to just pick where the hairline's gonna dip and groove, like go in and out. And then I don't know what step was that. So the first step was thinning out the hairline. Second step, so that was the second step, shaping, yeah. And then the third step is I like to go in and pluck my sideburns and thin them out as well, because I like quite thin, small sideburns. I don't really like heavy sideburns. And then the last step is to cut baby hairs as well. So you're going to see me pretty much do all of that in this video. So just keep watching. So obviously I'm doing the front now as well. I didn't really want to pluck the front too much, but I did want to put some gaps in the hairline because I didn't want it to look straight across. I wanted it to look natural. Can we like actually talk about how this hair is so soft that I can comb it with a rat tail comb, even though it's as curly as it is? Like, that's crazy. Okay, so now I'm on to the second step, which is shaping the hairline. So I'm just kind of picking where I want the edges on the side to come out to. I've kind of already done the front, but I'm going back in. Yeah, I go back in because I don't like, you see how at the front there's like those scraggly hairs that are like kind of before the main hairline begins? I hate that look, so I'm getting rid of that. It's their idea of like baby hairs, but I don't enjoy it, so I just cut it off or pluck it off. I'm keeping the hair wet all the time. Make sure you keep the hair wet. Yeah, I'm just so I'm still shaping the hairline. Yeah, this bit takes some time because I'm like a perfectionist and I like to pay attention to every single little detail, much to my own annoyance. But I feel like, especially like the reason why I took so long with doing this particular wig, especially like this hairline, is because when you have curly hair, like people with curly hair typically they have very uneven hairlines because of the way the hair grows. Like you have to pay attention to the hairline of like a curly frontal, because if you don't, it's not going to look natural. It's got to have dips and waves, and you know what I mean. It's got to look uneven because that's how it is on a natural person's head. So yeah, now I'm just plucking the sideburns, like I said. I just like to make them thinner than, you know, the normal, because I feel like, you know, they're part of the whole baby hair look, and you want them to be thin. You don't want thick sideburns. No one really wants thick sideburns. So yeah, I'm cutting it with a Tinkerbell blade, literally. Guys, if you don't know about Tinkerbell blades, yeah, they're also called eyebrow shapers or eyebrow razors. I don't know, but I know them as Tinkerbell blades, and they are lifesavers for lace. Listen, you can use them. They're like multi-purpose. You use them to cut baby hairs. You can use them to cut the lace to get that zigzag look when you're finally done. Yeah, I love Tinkerbell blades, and what I'm doing is basically I separate a little bit of hair, I wind it up with my finger, and then I cut it, but I cut it backwards or in like a reverse style, and I just do that to make the hair go from short to long, so that when I'm slicking it back I have that desired look. That's how I get that look. That's just a little, you know, pro tip. But yeah, on the sides I like to cut the baby hairs quite deep, because I like the sides to be a bit more natural looking, a bit more thin. So now I'm just going in with some Shockwaves mousse, just to put the hair, just to fold some hair basically over the tracks where the frontal and the track meet at the back of the head. I'm also going to put some Eco Styler gel on the back of my hand and I'm going to use that to slick back the edges, because I'm just slicking back the edges, to be honest, for aesthetic purposes at this point. Like, I'm not actually going to put the wig on my client's head with the edges slayed, but I'm just going to do it for the purposes of A, this video, and B, my hair page, because this wig is going to be photographed up on there. So yeah, I'm literally just taking one of those double-ended edges brushes, dipping it in some Eco Styler gel, and that's the argan oil one, by the way, and I just pretty much slick it back, I throw it back and I slick it back, you know. Yeah, and it was so easy to do with this wig, because obviously I'd cut the baby hairs and everything, so everything was pretty, it was in place already, you know. And I just tried my best to make it symmetrical as well. So you can see here, I went in, cut more baby hairs. I wanted to put a little swoop in the middle. Now, I just put a little bit of, oh, what's it called? The link will be in the description for the mousse, but I put a little bit of that mousse in. It's the, anyway, the link will be in the description for the mousse. I just put a little bit of mousse in it to stop it from frizzing up as I'm drying it, and I put the hairdryer on low heat. Got a diffuser attachment, as you can see, and I'm just diffusing the hair. It's a bit hard to do with that massive diffuser attachment because of how short the hair is, but I made it work. Now you can see this is the finished look. This is she. You know, we got the baby hairs on swim. The curls, the waves is on tsunami. Okay. Everything looked good. She ready to go on somebody's head. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video on how to make a wig. Hopefully it wasn't too complicated for you guys, and hopefully everything was good with the voiceover and everything. If there's any questions you have specifically about anything that I've done in the video, just comment or message me on any of my social media that I'm going to leave in the description down below. If you want to follow me on any of those, they will also be in the description, and they will be on the end card at the end of this video. I will leave all of the useful links down below. And don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Leave the like on your way out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.